What's going on, everybody? This is Once in a While podcast. I'm your host, Sean. Got Ryan here.
How's it going?
John.
What's up?
And the other John.
Hi, everybody.
John Square.
So we'll start off with our friend John here moving to Texas here a couple days.
Yes, sir. I'll be wearing them cowboy boots soon. Well, how you doing?
Walking all bow-legged.
Yeah, it'll be pretty crazy, though. I'm going to miss all my friends and family. It's going to be tough, you know? I'm going to have to come back up to visit all the time.
So who you got down there in Texas?
Literally just my uncle.
Just your uncle.
So I'm just going to be working for my uncle. I don't know anybody else down there, so I have to make all new friends, which is going to be awful. Dude, I don't even think I'm going to want to make any. I'd be like, oh, back away.
Besides, like, your uncle and, like, the work part of it, what's, like, got you most excited?
Man, bro, probably just, like, the good weather. Especially, like, right now.
Yeah, fuck the
time.
snow.
No, but it snows in Texas, doesn't it?
No.
It doesn't snow.
They probably get, like, a light
Maybe
dust.
once.
I think in my lifetime, it's probably only snowed, like, twice in Texas.
Damn.
It's like a big thing when it snows there.
They, like, shut everything down like they do in, like... I feel like East Coast...
I think they have to.
Yeah, down south, they always, like, shut everything down.
But yeah, man, it's a big step into the future. You know, a huge part of me had to really mature fast to make this happen.
I mean, you cut your hair. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that is huge.
I mean, how long was it since you got like
9 years.
You grew your hair out for 9 years.
Yeah,
That's
like
huge.
9 years.
So that's a huge lifestyle change right there.
Big
It is
commitment.
huge. It was like, and everybody when I was like thinking about getting my hair, my uncle was like, you know, you're gonna have to get your hair cut, right? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Everybody else told me like, no, wait until you get down there, you know. And I was like, well, everybody's telling me to wait, other than the one person that matters, the person who's gonna be giving me a paycheck at the end of the week, you know.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? Let me just do what he fucking says.
Yeah.
To everybody else.
Yeah. You don't want to go in half-ass. You want to put in, like, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it is nerve-wracking. Like, I'm not going to have anybody to hit up when I'm, like, feeling down and shit, you know?
Well, you always got us back home. You know?
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to FaceTime.
FaceTime away,
all the
But I
time.
also don't think it's going to be very hard for you to find other friends. Like, it's going to be weird at first, but...
Yeah, I mean,
You
I'm
wanna-
definitely strictly, like, job-orientated going down there at first. So it's like, I'm not even, like...
trying to go out and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not even going to make that effort. Like, if it happens, that's cool. But,
It'll
like,
happen. It'll
I'm
just happen
concentrating on just work, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you out of anyone out in public, too. You'll meet people
Yeah.
very fucking quickly.
Yeah, I
Very
know,
quickly.
man. I know, man. It's crazy. Yeah. I'm gonna just imagine you guys back here just silent as fuck because nobody's screaming. You know?
Yeah, what were you
Nobody's-
saying at Barney earlier?
Nobody's gonna be ripping their pants at the public.
Nobody's going to take
Showing
Around a bunch of kids.
Yeah, showing the little kids his dick, you know? It's like, hey kids, rip my pants. It's like no one's gonna be doing that. It's gonna be sad, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, Sean, what is this podcast supposed to be about? Like, what are we? Oh,
Curveball, man.
So
Damn.
Josh from the first podcast
Damn.
has finally showed up, as you could tell. So he's with us now.
Josh, maybe you should just move away.
fuck you
And
guys.
Josh just walks away.
Walks out.
Yeah, man. I'm sure you feel all different kinds of emotions about moving, you know.
Oh yeah.
But at least on the bright side, you know, you're going down. It's not like you get to go down and see what it's all about, and then you get to make the choice altogether,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and I mean, right now I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to stay down there, but who knows in like a couple months if I'm gonna want to come back or if it's just not the vibe for me.
And you said
or
you're in
whatever.
Houston. You're gonna be in Houston.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Houston.
Yes, sir. Big comedy scene
big
down in
in
Texas
You see,
now.
Joe
Big time.
Rogan just opened his comedy club.
Yes, sir.
No way.
I don't know if it's open, but he posted on it.
But he opened, like,
it's
a
called,
club?
it's like alien related.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's called the Mothership. Comedy
Oh,
Club.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe I'll be like trying to get into some open mics down there and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be
You should
sick.
definitely try and do
I'm
that.
still trying to work on it, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
So, does your uncle live down there for like Not, I mean, his whole life, or how long has he been
He's
living
been down there for my whole life, I think.
Damn.
As long as I
Okay.
could remember, he's been down there.
Yeah.
But
So,
him
like-
and my dad are from Detroit. So.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get the opportunity?
Literally, it's just something that just fell in my lap. Like,
You were just like, come
I was,
down. Like,
I was
gotta-
doing plumbing,
Yeah.
and then I just kept getting hurt. Like, my back kept getting messed up. And so one day, like, I'm just at my parents' house, and my dad was like, hey, if you ever want to step out of that, you know, my brother's going to be in Texas, and he's going to be making a lot of money, so you can go down there, be his assistant, and then hopefully start closing deals yourself and
So
stuff.
you just like reached out and
Yeah, pretty much.
One thing led to another.
Exactly.
Nice, man.
that's cool.
That's good.
That's just another sign of, like, it's not about what you do, it's about who you know sometimes.
That's a
you know?
huge
It's all
part
about
of it.
connections. It's
That is,
really,
dude.
it's connection oriented.
Especially nowadays, you don't need a college degree. Like how you did. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, growing up, is my parents, like, they didn't force me and my brother to go to college. They strongly, like, encouraged us to. But, like, they needed college degrees in order to, like, live
Yes,
growing
sir.
up. Nowadays, you don't need that shit at all.
But
Yeah.
even in the school system, they're like, oh, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. You don't really need
But
to
the
fucking
school
go to
system-
college to.
Yeah.
You don't
Right.
need school at all to get an education.
Yeah. Because
You
school.
can easily educate yourself nowadays, especially with the internet and crap. Like, anything you want to learn is out there for you to
You ever
learn.
see
Yeah.
Goodwill Hunting? You
Yeah.
on the local library.
Jen.
I am Goodwill Hunting.
I'm going about a girl.
Yeah. But
I
like,
like them apples. Huh?
but like, school just doesn't even teach you shit that you like need to know for
Yep.
like when you're out and on your own. Like nothing.
I think
Nope.
there's a reason.
Like grade school.
Yeah.
Like grade school you're
Try
talking
to-
about, right?
And I think it's.
Any type of public school or anything like that.
I
Yeah.
think the grading system's weird too, because sometimes you're more worried about the grade than actually what you're learning. You know?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I need to get an A plus, but it's like, are you learning something, and is it retaining,
Right.
and is it something you want to know anyways? You know?
Have you guys heard about Elon Musk's like school?
I heard a little
I've
bit
heard,
about
yeah.
it.
I don't know too much either, but it's the curriculum of how you go about schooling is different. So like when you're younger in the lower grades, instead of just like these are the subjects that you're learning about, you get to kind of find what you're more interested in, and then you kind of can navigate the path of what you're more interested in and navigate like that. And if there's time you want to change, you can.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
more-
almost sounds like college, but like doing it
For
at a
kids,
younger.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is smart.
Because then if you reach the age where we go to college, if you already have those experiences of which way you want to go, I think you have a more sound idea of which way,
Oh yeah.
you know, into your career path.
I mean, I think it's tough for anybody. You go back at like when you were a kid, let's say like 4th grade. Like, what did you want to be when you grew up? You know?
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, how many people actually tried to lead you through that path and show you like this is how you become this? You know?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
And like, how many people do you think actually became their childhood occupations? Like, I think
Exactly.
I said like
Very
police
few.
officer, like a firefighter. You know, like
Yeah,
But then
which are
there's also
totally possible,
professional
though,
athletes,
you
know?
like
Absolutely.
astronaut, like yeah.
It's like some people's dreams are totally 100% possible,
Yeah.
and yet like people aren't like, hey, here's the path that you should take
Yeah.
to do that. You know?
They did that for 5th grade for us, and at East Hill they would put your future
By your
what you wanna
yearbook.
be. Yeah, and I remember looking at it not too long ago, and there's so many people where it was like they had these dreams as a kid to become this, and there's no way they ever
Yeah.
actually went.
Now
through
you're
it.
on
Yeah.
the street smoking crack. Homeless bastard. But I remember next to my yearbook picture in 5th grade, it says aerospace engineer, and I always wondered like, man, what if when I was that young, people like showed me the path through science and through math,
Right.
like about stuff that
You
I
kind
wanted
of
to learn.
led in that direction.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
those were my favorite subjects, and then like
But think about
school just died down.
it. And like
know?
you would never be able to reach that side of the study until you went to college for it. Which would be
Exactly.
10 years later.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it is tough. Like school, I feel like school isn't what you're learning. Like when you're little, all the way up through high school, it's not what you're learning. It's like just teaching you how to learn.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the work ethic, the studying, the homework. It's just teaching you how to learn, but it's not teaching you what you want to know.
I think a lot of it is to just like they don't really want you to figure that out. They kind of want you just to conform to the routine, go through college, get a job, work 9 to 5,
being another
punch
cog in the
punch
wheel.
out. Yeah,
Yep.
the Matrix, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
I mean-
it's true.
That's tough though, you know. I feel like
more people than not do that. You know, it's like more people than not.
Everybody.
I work 9 to 5.
It's
I
like
work 8 to 4, but-
90% of people. So
Yeah.
most of us are doing that shit right now. Yeah.
I mean, what's the other option?
Yeah.
Fucking-
Smoking crack on the street.
You could either have all the money or you could have no money. Just don't be a sheep in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, who's to say those people on the street smoking crack? They're probably pretty happy sometimes, I would think, you know?
when they have crack.
Yeah. Right as that lighter clicks, they are very happy.
I'm sure it's pretty rough when they run out.
Yeah.
They didn't get there for no reason.
We need more crack.
Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like if I was at that point, if I was like, it always makes me wonder about the people that are like homeless and they don't do any drugs. Like what kind of mental issues they have and why they haven't just like explored the entire world, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
you
it
got
could-
no
it-
tethers, you can just walk.
It may not
forever.
even be a mental issues. Shit fucking went sideways. And they
Yes,
just-
that is
some
true.
of it is just the
Luck,
hand
like-
you're dealt.
Well,
Yeah.
it's very.
But
common
I
that-
will never be one of those people.
Yeah.
Those guys are bums.
Mark John's words.
Those guys are
Yeah.
fucking bums.
The day that John's on the streets, we're gonna play this podcast.
They are bums.
Most homeless people, I feel like, well, not most, but there's a large majority are veterans, and I always wondered how a veteran could end up becoming homeless because I've always felt like there was programs and things set up for them from when they came home.
Yeah, like benefits and stuff they get.
I feel like I heard a Rogan podcast though of a veteran that like they were talking about that, and he says like it's to a certain point that like a couple years after like you're out and like you're back in society, and then after that it's like
They stop giving.
it's on you. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Sean, I think Sean would know the most. About
Yeah.
it. What is it?
Well, a lot of people, especially like Army, Marines, like they'll develop PTSD.
Yeah.
What like depending on the job that they have, obviously. But a lot of people will be deployed and they'll do what they have to do according to their job, and then they come back home and then they're like, it's almost kind of like the thrill, almost like.
Like the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Of, like being over there.
Yeah. So like when they come back into the real world, they don't know what to do, and then they want to fucking go back out there.
They're having a tough time like conforming back into normal society.
Yeah.
'Cause they were
Yeah.
living such a
And then a lot of things like, okay, yeah, you are a military police or you're this and that, all like special ops guys, and then they come back. It's like, what job do you have when you come back? Police officer? That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
yeah.
That are like
But-
security.
Or like, what about like, a person in the army who was an engineer in the army couldn't be an engineer back
I mean, yeah, they could.
But I feel like a vast majority is like that situation where it's like
or like a,
they don't
a
have
medic
it.
could become a nurse.
They could, but
there's only a select few of that. I feel like in the military though. I feel like vast majority
Or
is
just
like
infantry.
yeah,
Just
and then
soldiers.
like those are the people that like come back to society and they don't know where to go.
Yeah, I think the military is just like the fastest way to get. If you like deployed and you're in war for that like a long amount of time, like war, I think that'll chew you up and spit you out, and like no matter what the government tries to do for you, like you're so fucked up sometimes, man. Like you
Yeah.
look at my brother,
Yeah.
and like that's why there's so many homeless military people. They get that PTSD, they go crazy and shit, and then like they just get prescribed drugs, like
Yeah.
bad drugs, you know. Like some of these drugs are not good,
Right.
and then when they realize, oh, that's not good, and they try to stop, they're just addicted to that shit at
Yeah,
that
too
point,
far.
you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
So
I mean
it's pretty messed up. And the VA, like, I heard medical marijuana helps PTSD a ton.
Yeah.
But the VA can't prescribe it because it's not federally legal.
And then
So it's just
who
like,
wants to, have somebody work on a job when they're fucking stoned?
Yeah,
You know
that
what
was
I mean?
true too.
yeah, and I mean
Like
start working
do it,
construction,
yeah, yeah, construction while you're high. Oh shit! I fucking forgot the screw here, and then
I feel like a lot of construction is not even just smoking weed, but also just drinking. So many people just drink on the job.
Yep.
Just get through the day.
Dude, at the mall, we used to like take walls apart and stuff, like to get to the plumbing, and you would just see beer cans and bottles inside the wall. Because they literally just chuck it in there, sheetrock it, and then they're like, nobody will ever see it.
Yeah, cover it right up.
Tell us some good stories from the mall, man. You worked there for how long?
6 years.
So I know you have some stories.
Fourth biggest mall in America.
Let's expose Destiny USA on this podcast.
You want me to?
Let's expose Destiny USA.
You've
What
already
are the
said
horrors
some
that are
stories, but
behind the
let's hear
scenes?
more.
Well, the most recent, like right before I left, Destiny USA was getting these crazy leaks all over the mall and shit, and all they did to fix them was drill holes in the ground and let all that water just
Go into the foundation.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
like they're just undermining it, and I was like, bro,
Right
what
time.
the-
It's already on
Dragon
top
Lake.
of water though, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's already on.
but like they're just undermining like that piece that's floating there.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, you guys know one day like this whole thing is going to murder everybody inside of it, right?
Yeah, jeez.
You really think that's possible?
Probably.
The
I
whole
think
thing
it's
would just be like a
definitely
sinkhole
possible.
kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's 100% possible.
Wow.
And that place is so fucking huge.
But that's
too.
not even the worst.
And
Yeah,
that's not on
Like-
Dragon Lake, too.
Like sometimes I've been working at Destiny, dude, and they'll have like a bunch of Mexicans building like a new store, and you go in the back hallway, they'll have buckets there, and you think, oh, like this is sheetrock mud, and you open that bucket and it's just full of shit. Like these guys aren't walking to the bathroom is literally like 20 feet away. Like you can see the sign for the bathroom right there. And instead, they just shit in the back hallway.
What
I was like, dude, like, I know you can't speak English, but like, the sign doesn't even say bathroom. It's boy and girl, you know?
Banyo. Banyo.
Symbols, you know?
I know you've seen your fair share of rats at the mall.
Not rats. I don't think we have
Birds.
like rats here.
Why
but
do
we
so
have
many
birds.
restaurants fail inspections?
We have like crazy mice in there.
Mice.
Like, it's really bad. And cockroaches are crazy there, dude.
Nobody
Like,
knows about the mall. Like you would never know this.
Yeah.
You
dude,
would
like,
never know this.
if you worked at the mall the way I did, which was in the back hallways and in the restaurants to fix shit, you'd never eat there again. No matter what restaurant you went to, you'd be like, fuck. Like, ugh. It's honestly tough, man. Like,
I remember you telling me this years ago, and it's like every time I go there, I think of that. I still get the food, but
I still get the food too, man.
I'll still eat it.
I still get the food too,
I
but
know.
you gotta know. You know? It's like when you're fucking an ugly bitch. It's like, your friends won't judge you as long as you know that bitch is ugly, you know? Admit it. Admit the facts. Admit the facts. It's like, I got no problem with anybody fucking an ugly girl. But no, she's ugly.
You gotta
Don't
accept
come to
it.
me and be like, oh, she's a dime. Because I'm going to be like, dude, you lying.
You're only lying to yourself.
Yep. Go look in the mirror and tell yourself that. Freaking crazy.
you got any others? Other
Mall
good
stories?
Yeah.
Dude, like, they honestly just go on and on. Just recently, too, like,
How many crazy people have you seen at the mall?
I was just about to say, just recently, I'm, like, working. And this guy is chilling in this restaurant looking over my shoulder. So I think he's, like, the manager or something.
He's
I was
standing
like,
behind
okay.
you.
Yeah. So then I finish up, and he follows me outside. And he's walking so close, like he's touching me. He's walking so close, he's touching me.
What?
And I was like, yeah, I mean, you're all set. We unclogged that drain. And he was like, oh, no, I'm working with you. And I was like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I didn't hear about this.
What?
So I called my boss up, and I was like, hey, did you hire this guy? Like, he says he's working with us now. And he was like, John, I haven't hired anybody.
What?
So I'm looking at this guy.
What?
Bro, this guy is touching me.
Oh my god.
And I was like, dude, you don't work with us.
Even if
man.
he was working with you,
What
why is he
the-
touching you?
And
Wow.
what I came to find out at the end is he was just like a not all there person who was just homeless. And he was just, I mean, I respect him. He was just trying to find a job. He
Oh.
literally was like just trying to hustle his way into a job.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you know what? I respect this. So here's my boss's number. Go ahead and call him.
Please get away from me.
Yeah. Maybe
Wow.
he'll send you somewhere, buddy. I don't know.
That's crazy. though.
Speaking of that, I literally just saw a video from Barstool the other day that they went to, like, it was one section of Barstool. I can't remember what it was. They went to a club and they were doing like a meet and greet. And this guy comes up to them wearing like the Barstool Pink Whitney like shirt, hat, everything. and he was like directing them. He was like, you can go set up over there. You like all your like drinks and stuff is all set up over here, blah blah blah. And so they went through the night, and I guess like one of the guys from Barstool went in the bathroom, and the guy was in there. They talked or whatever, and the guy eventually said, I don't actually work for this club. I'm not. He said that he was the general manager of the club. He was like, I don't work for the club, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, he was playing both sides. Told Barstool he worked for the club and told the club he was working for Barstool.
Wow.
And just trying to get into a job at Barstool. And all the people that were doing the meet and greet was like, we might have to hire him.
He did a great job.
He did a great job and like making everyone think that he was part of both sides and set up the whole thing.
That's honestly not a bad way to get
Crazy.
your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very ballsy though.
Very ballsy. You gotta be on top
especially
of your
with
shit.
Dave Portnoy. Like I feel like
He wasn't there.
I
It
feel
was,
like he
one of
gets
those-
at people sometimes, and it's so funny. But sometimes he'll rip on somebody.
Oh yeah.
But I guess in that point, like, what's the worst that can happen if you get caught faking?
That
You're
is
just
true.
back from
They're
square
not
one.
gonna get arrested.
Yeah.
That is true. I respect it. You know.
You're just like,
I,
oh, you caught me.
dude,
Yeah.
I respect anybody who's either working or looking for work and is
Hustling.
willing to try that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Hustling.
true. That is a grind.
Dog eat
trying
dog
to-
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going to France soon. So, what do you think about
France?
that? Yeah.
I've never been to France.
You just did a nice little like tour of
Yeah,
all
what was the
Europe,
countries
right?
you went to?
I went to, let's see, Germany, obviously, Austria, Czech, Bratislava.
Did you get laid out there?
On the record.
Spill the beans, bro.
yeah.
On the record. Come on.
On the record.
We're on the air? Okay.
One chick. She was from the UK. So I went to the UK. I'd have to pull up a fucking picture of Europe to actually tell you where I fucking went.
But I mean, that alone, you just named like 5-6 countries.
What was your favorite spot to go in?
Czech.
Really?
Oh,
I thought Germany would have been your favorite. Honestly.
no. So let's see.
What was that one that started with a B that you said?
Start with a B?
Yeah.
So like,
Bravis.
Britain.
Bratislava is actually the city. It's not the fucking country. I'm dumb. So Germany, Czech, Slovakia, Hungary, Austria,
Wow, you're bouncing all over the place.
They have good food in Hungary.
Belgium, Netherlands, and then the UK.
Damn, in the UK, and you said
I was in France, but I drove through France to get onto the Channel, which is like a train type thing where you park your car in there, they'll strap it down, and you go under the water,
Oh damn!
and then,
Wow.
then go to the UK.
Germany has the Autobahn, right?
Yeah.
That's the highway with no speed limit.
It's
Really?
the Autobahn is like not just you can go as fast as you want. Like you can go as fast as you want, but then there's like, all right, then you got to stop and go 120 kilometers or 100, and then they'll have a sign that has an X on it, and that means you can just fucking.
So
go as
people are
fast
just
as you want.
like taking their Lamborghinis and just ripping it.
The fastest I went was 240 kilometers, which is I think about like 140, 160.
in
You were
what?
driving?
Yeah,
In what?
at a BMW.
Man, I don't know if you noticed when you were
That
out
had
there,
been
but did you
awesome.
notice how like there was no litter like at all? Like there was like no garbage outside.
There is certain spots.
Oh really?
Like when we took the train to,
So you're talking Germany though, because you were in Germany.
I was in
too.
Munich. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Frankfurt downtown is pretty bad.
Oh really?
When were you in Germany?
On my way to Greece,
Oh,
we
okay.
stopped in Germany for like a day or two.
Oh, we're,
We got off the train because this was actually going to Amsterdam. We got off the train, and then we had like a 3-hour layover to get to the next train. So me and this one dude, we went out, and it was downtown outside of the train station. It was like people asking you like, "You got crack? Like you want crack?" Like
damn.
it
Did
was
you
like
say yes?
trash all. No, of course not.
I'm on the streets.
We're on the streets again. Back to the streets,
Like
man.
you could literally just see people just like exchanging shit. And it's like,
Damn.
yeah,
So what country did you spend the most time in?
probably the UK because I had some shit to do out there for like 2 weeks. there was only one weekend though where we were able to go out. So I went to Newcastle, and that Newcastle is crazy.
You said there was only one weekend that you could go out? I thought you were sending us shit like every weekend of you doing
Well, 2 weekends out of the 6 months I was there, I was in the UK.
Oh, you're just saying in the UK.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we had stuff going on, and we were told, like, you're not going to drink during the week, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. And then once we had the full weekend, they're like, all right, you can do whatever you want. You just got to let us know where you're going, and you got to be back at this time on this date.
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple of the people actually came out there from the U.S. They went to Scotland, and then a couple of the tech Ps that I haven't went out with before, I was like, I'm going to go with you guys. So we went to the Newcastle, and just like girls wearing pencil skirts, like showing off their stomach, like something you really don't see here because women, I think, are very sexualized here. Like, you see a girl dressed like that, like, every dude is just going to be staring at her. Over there, it's like normal. Yeah, like,
it's a whole thing.
UK, Europe is totally different. Girls can dress up however they want, and, like, dudes aren't just going to, like, stare at that.
Why do you think that is?
Free the nipple.
I feel like it's just society and, like, everything nowadays, like, just, like, with, like, the whole, yeah, like, the whole, like, I'm not even like whatever the fucking LGBT and shit, but it's just like I feel like anything nowadays is just like sexualized in the United States. That like you just like can't look at a girl without. Well, I mean, depends on the girl, but like getting offended.
Everything's opinionated.
Yeah,
like
even here,
everything's divided with their own opinion.
Even here, like girls will go out dressing like however they want, and like they know.
Yeah,
dudes are just gonna keep staring at them. Over there, they dress however they want because they know, like, I can dress however I want. Like, dudes are just gonna come up to me all night long and be like, "Hey, what's your number?" Blah blah. So
what about like with like those girls over there, like with the American accent? What's that like?
It was different.
Yeah,
they like it, right?
I mean, they like American accents in Europe and the UK or whatever. But especially in the UK, like, they just got a certain accent to them, and it's like, sometimes you don't even know what the hell they're fucking talking about. like the one chick, you don't even know what the fuck they're saying. Like, the one chick I was talking to, I was like, huh?
Hello,
I was like, can you speak that in American, please? So
even people from the UK, like, you can't understand some of their accent?
Sometimes,
It's that heavy? Wow. I've always wanted to go to the UK, but Pat is always like, fuck the fucking redcoats.
Dirty redcoats.
Why would we want to go
You know
there?
what my family fought for?
This is a fucking tea party.
It's like, Pat has something against the Brits. I don't know why.
He's like, you know how long we've been fighting them off?
To this day.
My ancestors threw that tea into the wall.
That's crazy, man. Like, yeah, so, yeah, I started talking to her or whatever, and then I was like, what's the difference between an English accent and an American accent? And she said just American accents just, like, pronounce everything, which, if you think about
silly
it,
us, you know? Yeah. Silly us.
So
Barbarians.
I think that's a lot of the reason why I was just like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, just because they don't pronounce anything, and I'm just so used to, pronouncing everything.
Yeah, I feel like Scottish accents too and stuff like that, like those thick Irish accents.
Like Paddy the Batty.
Fucking
when he
fool.
talks. Yeah, exactly.
You want to know what I was thinking? So, like, okay, we're living in America, right? And then you got people that come over here that barely know English or don't know English at all. And then they're like, I don't know what you're saying to me. Like, I can't help you. And then I'm over there in Europe that, people speak German, Czech, fucking Slovakian, blah, blah, whatever. And then it's like, now I'm the person over there that's like, I don't know anything. So, like, how, like, I need help. Like, where the fuck is the bathroom? Like,
Did you find yourself like using like your phone for like translations and shit?
There was a couple of times in Czech. Well, because the dude that I got an Uber from didn't even speak Czech. He spoke some fucking Middle Eastern language. But I try to learn as much German as I knew over there, because even wherever you go, they kind of still know German. I mean, even
Kind of like not universal, but
Those
Yeah.
Nazi roots.
Yeah.
They run deep, man. Those
the
Aryan brotherhoods.
Fuhrer. The Fuhrer.
But I mean, still though, a lot of European countries practice English.
Yeah.
So even like you could say bathroom, they should know what you mean.
Yeah. I mean,
But usually they're like, yeah, let me, not in English, but they'll just like give you the finger, like, hold on a second, and then they'll grab somebody that knows English.
I remember one time I was out in Florida with Pat, and there was these girls from Canada.
yeah, that was when we went. Yeah.
Trying to save it, John.
Yeah.
not that, for disclosure, not that you did anything. But we're live with a
Well,
podcast.
this guy's a married man. This guy's a married man.
Not yet.
These girls were from Canada, and they called the bathroom the washroom. They're like, "Where's the washroom?" I was like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." But it was
You
interesting.
couldn't put two and two together.
I mean,
you were literally like, "What the fuck is that?"
well, at first I was like, "I don't know what a washroom is."
Man, I feel like in foreign countries, they don't even want you to try to speak their language. Because they want, like, the opportunity to practice their English.
That's a good point.
Because they're like, why am I going to listen to you sound like half a retard? Well, I can just fucking try and speak your language, you know, and get my practice in.
They know better English than you know their language.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
Yeah.
But why do they want to learn? Like, why is it that they want to learn American English?
I
Why
feel
is
like
it?
it's
'Cause
just
we're
so.
just-
They
It's
they
America.
just teach it, because I mean it's a world language. pretty
Yeah, if you
much.
think about like the United States and like English impact or like stamp on the world, I feel like it's like probably definitely the most popular country
More
in the
people
world.
speak Mandarin though, don't they? In the world,
That I don't know.
but it might be because of population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it'd be like being in Florida and, like, wanting to... And, like, people speaking Spanish, you know?
Yeah,
I feel
It's
like a
all
lot of
over the
people
fucking-
speak Spanish,
yeah,
so, you know?
Most people.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my coworkers, he would just went on vacation to Japan for 2 weeks to go snowboarding out there. He like bought. Have you guys ever seen those snowboards where it's like a board, but it's like one of those clip-on bindings, and they also unclip into skis?
No.
What?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
so it's like a board cut down the middle,
Oh,
but once
shit.
you link it up, you can put in your bindings, and it's a snowboard. And then when you want, you can just unclip it, and then there's just two skis. But it's
that's
also
crazy.
you can buy them where it's that plus like cross country skiing, or like not cross country skiing. We saw that
Uphill-
song,
uphill
yeah,
walking.
where like you walk up the hill on skis, but like you see their boots like lift off. So it's kind of like snowshoeing and skiing mixed. And he
But
did,
it's uphill?
yeah. You walk up the mountain doing that,
With your
and then you
skis
link
on.
it up, and then you go down.
What?
And so he did that in Japan, but like he had a whole shit where like he obviously flew in and he brought 2 snowboards and they lost both of them on his trip there. So then he had to buy a new one, a whole new thing when he got there to do that, and now he's trying to sell it. But he said like he sent me pictures of it, and like bro, they have everything lit up, like everything out there, like no trails I feel like close at night. And on top of that, off topic, but like golf out there too, they have night courses where like you can golf until
They have lights on the
2 a.m. Yeah, every single hole. Like here, there's not a single course, not one light.
We should take a
That's
trip to
surprising,
Scotland and
actually.
fucking
Yeah.
golf there.
I mean, I feel like it's even in like Europe too. It's not just like Japan
Scotland,
or,
I
like,
think, is
over
where
there.
where fucking golf originated, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean they play majors out there too, like Scotland or Ireland or
I
something.
mean, I don't know how factual that is, but
I mean, they definitely probably do that. But like,
where was golf created? Let's look it up.
it's definitely got to be Scotland or Ireland.
Let's take our guesses. What do you think?
I say
Scotland.
I'm gonna say England.
Hello,
That
mate.
might. I mean, that does seem like an English sport. They definitely got.
It's definitely not American.
What's the big one with
Yeah,
the map?
golf originated from a game played on the eastern coast of Scotland, in the area close to the royal capital of Edinburgh.
The
Edinburgh.
Scottish.
William Wallace.
And that was actually going back to what we were talking about before. The guys that came out there with from here to Germany, they wanted to go to Scotland and golf.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'd rather go do the other thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
yeah, I don't know.
Amsterdam.
If I was overseas like that, golf would probably be the last.
Are you guys big on Harry Potter?
I never read the books, but I love the movies.
Ryan really likes
I was never huge, dude. That Hooters
For the food.
for the food, best crab legs in Clearwater.
Probably one of my favorite moments ever was ripping on Ryan about Harry Potter.
That's what I was talking about.
To that Hooters waitress.
He has his own wand. If you want to see it.
Tell the story.
Literally just like, how did it even come? I think she was like,
It
yeah,
was like-
I used to work at Universal, and Ryan was just like, oh, that's so awesome. Like, I'd love to work there, especially like they just got the Harry Potter world. And she was like, uh-huh. And I was like, yeah, this guy wouldn't even need his own fucking costume. He's got it from home. He got his own wand and everything. And she walked away, and
Ryan just stood
Ryan
there.
was defeated. You know?
No, I turned to you. I said, thanks, guys.
You guys got my
Thanks for
back.
getting my back,
Thanks.
Good times.
I see how it
man.
is.
Good times.
Why were you asking about that, Sean?
Shit about what?
About Harry Potter.
About Harry Potter.
Oh, because where I was in the UK,
That was where it was filmed.
the castle that they used in part of the films was like 20 minutes away.
You should have gone and seen
That would've been
That
sick.
would've
I
been-
mean,
Isn't-
we drove
I-
past it. I just
Saw it?
never went
But did you see
inside
it?
there.
Did you see it? It was Hogwarts.
Yeah,
You saw
isn't it Hogwarts? I thought
That's crazy.
I think
Yeah.
I think the. I don't know. I might have to look it up. I think
know they
the
did a lot of
Hogwarts
filming
castle
at
is
Devon.
actually in Scotland, which was also like a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it actually
Scotland
has
has
a
a ton of
protection spell over it, so you're not going to be able to see it anyways, man.
See, that's crazy. That like Hogwarts was like, or Harry Potter was filmed in Scotland, and then like
Yes.
Game of Thrones. I feel like
Hogwarts-
they were like all over Europe
Those
filming.
big like field battlefields that you see
Yeah.
are all like.
The Hogwarts was in Scotland.
Yeah, damn,
Uh,
Scotland.
But
What
so
the fuck?
so I was in Onick in the UK, and here it says the filmmakers created a Hogwarts castle on screen using some serious technical magic to blend shots taken at various historical buildings. Onick Castle where outdoor scenes for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone were filmed in 2000. And for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets the following year. And I think that's also where they played their fucking, what is it, Quidditch?
Yeah.
Their matches. I
Yeah.
think that's where they filmed it also, in the Onick,
That would've been cool to see,
Onick
man.
Castle.
yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
But it's probably hard to convince a bunch of people in the military, like, hey guys, let's go look at the Harry Potter.
You guys want to go play some Quidditch?
We just got
I
done
mean,
shooting
to be
those
fair
guys.
though, like at the same time, you know, how many times are you gonna be in the UK?
Oh yeah, exactly.
So like, you know, you just want to see as much as you can see,
Yeah.
especially like a big impact as like, because Harry Potter's like everybody fucking knows
Yeah.
about Harry Potter. So it's like, damn, I'm right by the fucking castle. Let's go fucking look at the castle.
Yeah, when we were in Munich, there were castles, and I wanted to go see the castle, and everybody else wanted to go to the aquarium. We went to the aquarium. It was like a fucking goldfish in a bowl. I was like, fucking sweet, dude. Could have saw this at home. We catch this shit at home.
Yeah.
Pretty disappointing.
There's a bar that I went out. It was like right across from the castle, and right in the fucking front entrance, there's a window, and it had like bottles that haven't been touched since like the 1800s.
Damn.
And they're like, there's a huge like saying or conspiracy, like it hasn't been fucking touched since like the 1800s. because they think if like they touch it, like some bad shit's gonna happen. So it's just been in that
Yeah.
fucking
Is it
glass window.
Is it accessible? Can you touch it?
No,
If you want it.
no. I was like, maybe somebody needs to break this window and touch it and see what happens.
I mean, you're in the Air Force. You should be like military mission.
No.
You're touching the bottle, Sean.
What was it, like a big wine bottle?
They were fucking wine bottles, whiskey bottles.
I feel like those gotta be like. I mean, isn't wine supposed to get? I mean, that's like 200
better
years,
as
but,
you. Yeah.
But like better with age. I mean, it could be some very good wine.
Your dad was in the military too, Sean.
Yeah, he was.
Is that what kind of made you like wanna join?
Yeah.
Did he travel and shit like that too?
Yeah, he's been to fucking various countries.
Did he go to war?
He did.
Afghanistan?
What was it? So you know the movie Black Hawk Down?
Yeah.
So you know how like they were trying to save that pilot that when their plane crashed?
That was your dad.
Yeah, no,
I was about to say,
I was like, I've seen that movie.
we are just finding this out. Like,
I was like, I've seen that movie. That's a famous actor.
that's
So-
your dad in that movie.
He was actually going to be the second platoon that would have went out there if the first platoon
Damn.
didn't succeed. Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, luckily he didn't have to do that
So
then, you know.
was
Yeah.
he in the SEALs?
No. He was in the Marines. He was a machine gunner. He was in FASTCO, which is like an anti-terrorism thing. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know too much about it because he doesn't really like to talk about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm
Damn.
sure some shits went down.
My brother loved to talk about it when I was like 11. Young, dude. He was just having like anxiety attacks, and I was just listening to him like, that's crazy. I used to fucking pull my dead friends out of tanks. I was like, dude, why are you telling me this?
It really is crazy, like the concept of war and like what people have to go through. Like, and then
But you
just
also
come
know
back
what you
and
signed
conquer.
up for. You know what you signed up for. Like that's
And again, that's you coming from somebody who's in the military. So like, that's true.
I think I
Especially when
could
you do those
easily
jobs.
kill someone if I was at war and I like jumped into their bunker and there was two guys and they were like, "Whoa, we surrender!" I'd be like, "No!"
If they surrender,
He just had to have that. They were like, "Oh, I surrendered."
You didn't have to say surrender.
Yeah,
You
but
just said-
nobody else heard him surrender other than me. And
I
when
thought
I'm
you were
fucking
gonna
let him
say-
surrender. Nah, bro.
I thought you were gonna say I dropped in there and they came at me. And then you're like, "I surrender. I surrender."
I'd be like, okay.
that would definitely be a war crime. You would go to jail.
Oh man.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They will bury that shit with those soldiers.
But like back when we were talking about like with your dad after he was in the military, did you like know if like he ever had like a tough time like coming back like into society?
I think. Well, he came back. And I mean, I wasn't even fucking born yet. My sister was though. He became a fucking milk truck driver.
Really?
Wow.
Actually, he was making bank.
The milkman.
He was making bank
Milkman,
as a
fuck my
truck
wife.
driver for sure. I mean, fucking truck drivers make like 70,000+ a year.
Could you imagine being a truck driver though?
Dude, at my job, I did a run on my like second day starting,
What's that mean?
like
You did a run?
like with a driver.
You
like
went-
a truck driver.
How far?
Yeah, it was got to the place at 5 a.m. Didn't get home until 9.
But like, where'd you go?
We drove to Rochester, Buffalo,
You go all over.
back to Rochester, and like in between, like each stop.
Imagine being like, okay, you gotta get to California by
Yeah.
next Tuesday.
I mean, those people.
Yeah, that's just New York
fucking
State.
bang.
Like, yeah, those guys that go like cross country are
Well,
but
we've
like
all seen them. Like when you travel on the thruway, there's all those trucks lined up, and they're
Yeah.
just sleeping on the side. They're
yeah,
just sleeping in the
whole
truck.
new respect for them when I did that because like they like the one I was
It's a
in wasn't
grind, man.
yeah
Just driving.
it wasn't like a crazy like it wasn't
Florida was awful.
yeah Fuck that.
Like never again.
Yeah, like the truck itself wasn't like crazy. Like he had a bed in the back and
Yep.
shit. But like they brought out like a new, like brand new, like 2022 truck. and like it was like a mini like an apartment back there,
Yeah.
like
Man.
huge, and like
Stripper pole and everything.
yeah.
Those lot lizards.
I was about to lot lizard split me open like a coconut.
Fuck, man.
I mean, you could tell which ones fucking go interstate because they got the fucking bed in the back. They're longer.
That's gotta be.
But yeah, it's
so-
crazy.
yeah, so fucking.
Has anybody been getting into that show, The Last of Us?
And
Yeah, you have, right?
Yeah.
I was, but then a girl broke up with me during an episode, and I haven't been able to watch it. Every time I try and watch, I'm just like, I don't
PTSD.
want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the episodes was like super gay. It actually reminds
The-
you of you, Ryan. Especially
Well,
after
I was
you
gonna
just
say
said
I don't
that.
really want to talk about it because I do want to watch it, so there's no spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it one day, but just not yet.
But like the fact that show, like the fungus in that show,
The idea of it is
is
totally
a
possible.
real thing.
Yeah,
Like-
and our climate's heating up. It's just it could happen.
That is wild. And like if that like show or video game accurate, we are fucked. Like that is insane.
Yeah, there's so many things that could just
Yeah.
change the world, though.
Mm-hmm. Not much we can do.
How do you guys think that the pyramids were built today? I mean, there's been a lot of ideas that have come out in the past few years.
They have a lot of theories.
How do you guys think the pyramids were
Have
built?
you guys ever seen the video of that with like the big stone and it has a forklift trying, or not even a forklift, straight construction
Crane.
crane trying to lift it, and it's like one of those 4-wheelers with the massive wheels. It's got a fork under it, and it's on the front 2 wheels, back 2 wheels are off the
It
ground.
can't pick it up.
Can't pick it up.
Well, you know what I used to think was like, what if they just built like templates and put the template up and then filled it with like almost like a cement
Like a mold.
rock? But then like
I've seen
they
videos
have,
about that.
But then they have carvings of those same rocks like from miles and miles away that they dragged to the pyramids to build them. So they didn't do that.
It
You
was,
know?
it was all
It's the
the
whole
slave work.
stacking
It was
aspect.
all slave work.
Oh, well, no
they
matter
didn't,
what.
Like,
Yeah.
No matter
fucking
what,
carry
they were
this
slaves.
fucking
These people that barely are eating anything, barely drinking anything, like they're treated like shit. You're telling me that they built these pyramids for these people?
I feel like they do. They
Dude,
have.
How the whole stacking aspect of it, like getting
Well,
to the top.
Also,
like, how?
with John's thing, they probably have something of like a construct, and they just like fill it with something, and then it just dries.
but there's
obviously,
individual
and then-
bricks.
Yeah, like found other parts in other parts of the country that were supposed to be dragged to the pyramids. It's weird. But
I don't know. I think they-
also, I'm not even gonna lie. If you think about like how crazy slavery could be if like you had the whole country as slaves like they did probably then. It was like imagine our entire country working towards the same thing for 100 years, you know? We're gonna build some crazy fucking shit too if that was the case. Like against our will, had to do it.
You think so?
Bro,
like
I mean-
without the technology that we
You guys have
have.
Bro,
seen
they-
Amish people walk and pick up a whole barn.
Dude.
You ever see those videos?
Yeah. that's
yeah,
what I'm
but that's
saying.
not stone.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like we built the Empire State Building for fun. You know? For fun, bro.
but that
That was for shits and giggles,
But that's
man.
so possible. Like, it's like we can. It's just beams.
That's how
We have
society
lifts
is.
and cranes.
Yeah, but then you look at how tall it is and how the wind doesn't blow it down. You know, you're like, oh, a lot of engineering had to go into that too. You know,
When it comes to the pyramids, the craziest part is its longitude or its dimensions. Of
Yeah.
How it points to true north, and it lines up with our north, east, west, south so well. And it's like, how did they fine tune that back then? How were they able to figure that out and then build a massive structure
300 feet
All
high.
right, so you also got to
in
think.
precision, where if a brick was off, it wouldn't form a pyramid, it would form a corkscrew. Like, it all had to be placed in precision with, think about then, with chambers within it where these bricks were being built around to make chambers. So it's like the architectural skill that went into the pyramids is like unworldly.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it was lost civilization. It was like they had shit that we don't know about.
like the Sphinx is transfer of technology kind of
I
thing.
heard some shit about the Sphinx the other day.
Same.
That, you know how it has a smaller head? So now they're thinking that it used to be a lion. It used to be a massive structure. But throughout years
It
of weathering,
eroded.
the ancient Egyptians even that time, they were trying to modify it. So they're trying to make it into a prince.
Yeah.
And whatever happened. They didn't finish it, but that's why it has a smaller head. It wasn't like built that way.
Yeah, and if you
before
look at
the
like
Egyptians, I heard that.
if you look at like the Egyptian carvings and stuff, and like what they tried to build onto it, it like doesn't match how the Sphinx was actually built. Like the Sphinx was built like so smoothly, and then they're trying to add like Legos to like silly putty, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
and like the pyramids, I saw that like it was. You guys seen like how the top was like golden and like the sides were like they were
White.
straight. They weren't
Yeah,
like
they were
it wasn't like
limestone
a
white.
stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
like bro.
They are definitely all like about gods and stuff like that. So like, it's not like our society where people are all like, I don't believe in this, I don't believe in this. Like everybody pretty much believed.
You can't say that. You can't. Say
But that's
that
like
every
kind of
single
saying what
person
John
is
was
like
saying about like everyone working to the same goal.
Like ants on an ant farm.
that. Right.
That's
That
what
would
I'm
be
saying.
Because they
that would be
believed
a
in-
possible
they
thing, but
believed in
there's
a
no,
specific
that's
thing.
just a theory. Like we don't know that they did that. There's
Yeah.
no proof of
Yeah.
the whole civilization.
No,
building
yeah.
pyramids.
Yeah.
Then why else would they fucking try and do it?
So-
That's my point. Is like I think it's something that
They
we
did
didn't
it.
know about.
So
Is
what do
the
you
thing.
think about Gobekli Tepe then, Ryan?
You know,
I know you've had to hear about
no,
it. Then.
I've only heard about it once. And
That was
it
a great
It was
podcast
Dominique
that was
that
on.
brought it up. Give me the quick rundown, and I think I'll remember because I. Did
I'll say
learn.
okay. So the oldest civilization ever that
That's
they
this?
found is Gobekli Tepe,
Okay.
and it was like 10,000 years before our most known oldest civilization.
Wow.
And they just recently found this, I think, within the past 15 years.
Right.
So it's like they've been telling us, oh, mankind is this old. Like that's when we started writing. Before that, it was all hunter-gatherer shit.
So
It was all
now
hunter-gatherer
that's
shit.
not true.
But now that's not true. 10,000 years before they even said that, it was not
Think about
hunter-gatherer
10,000 years too.
And, you know, some people think it's like the lost city of Atlantis, right?
That's what
Yeah.
now you rung about. Yeah.
So people think that because one of the philosophers from ancient Greece, I don't know if it was
Philosophizer.
Plato or who it was, wrote a story about Atlantis. This was like the first mentioning of the lost city of Atlantis. And he wrote it from his uncle's perspective because his uncle said he visited this place and it was so advanced and they had crazy technology and it was crazy. And he was like, I visited this place like 30 years ago. And 30 years ago would have been the same exact time Gobekli Tepe was existing. So they think like a cataclysmic event happened, and that's why like the pyramids were built before that, and then there was a huge flood that lost a bunch of these civilizations, you know? Which is totally possible because when the Spaniards came to South America, they saw crazy like technological advances and like societal advances in the Amazon jungle. But when they left to go tell everybody, they brought disease and killed all those civilizations.
Yeah.
And then the jungle literally grew over those
That's what I was about to
civilizations.
say. I was about to say most of the Amazon rainforest that we know today used to be flourishing civilizations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a lot of crazy stuff like that. Like, I think it's also crazy they say the Amazon rainforest was, like, cultivated.
Right.
Like
Like
they-
a man-made forest.
Yeah, like, they purposely planted those plants in that area and
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
That the one that he talks about whatever the lost city was.
How do you say it again?
Gobekli Tepe.
Gobekli
Yeah.
Tepe.
He was on Joe Rogan and Graham
Hancock.
Hancock. Yeah.
Very good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But it's like, who even knows if that's real, you know?
That's what I
Space
was
isn't even real.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like, it's either really cool to think about, and like we have hope that this is stuff we're finding out, or we just don't know anything about it, and like we never will.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't
we'll
think
never
we
get
ever
things.
will.
I mean, I don't even know if it's hope because it was clearly like, even though they were so advanced, like an asteroid came, hit, and they were just all fucking
Well,
dead.
that's what I was
anyway.
gonna say. You said flooding, but I feel like disease is what took out most of ancient civilizations.
No, well, they think it's flooding because it's like a cataclysmic event. There's evidence of like a giant meteor hitting Earth and like wiping out pretty much the entire world with a
Like
huge
the
flood.
Ice Age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right after the Ice Age, I think actually.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Have you did you guys hear about that guy in Alaska that like he was like some kind of engineer And then like he quit his job and stuff, bought land out in Alaska. He bought like a shit ton of acres, but he started digging, and he found a ton of like mammoth tusks, bunch of prehistoric animals. And in 2 acres that he dug, he has found more mammoth tusks than anyone has in the entire world.
Whoa.
And a bunch of companies have tried working with him and stuff, and he's like, no, like I'm doing this myself.
I think like tens of thousands.
Yeah,
right?
like he said countless. Like he lost track of how many fossils that he's found. And on top of that, I heard something that in Siberia or something, I think it was somewhere in Russia, that they're trying to like clone and like bring back woolly mammoths.
Yep. With,
and, like,
with elephants.
Yeah, like Asian elephants. They're trying to like
I
fuse
think
the
the
DNA.
Indian elephants, I think, is the actual elephant that they're trying to use.
See, what is the point of that, though?
They just fucking want to do it, I guess.
Because one, they can, and two, it's just like a mammoth, for example.
creating
Like,
a new
what could they
species.
what could they really do?
Just playing God. End of the world.
It is
Like-
playing God, but like
Like, I'm just
that'd be
saying,
cool.
like, do they
That'd
add
be
to
cool.
the food chain better or something, you know? Like, do they...
I think they just want to
do they
fucking bring
do
them back.
something
Like,
for
why
our-
not?
Here's my
society
idea:
and
is
stuff?
we're having a tough time keeping species alive. You know, like elephants. Like I saw this thing. Like we have 2 new elephants, baby elephants at the zoo, Rosemont, right?
Mhm.
Those are 2 out of like I think it was 12, maybe it was 2 out of a certain amount of elephants that were born in America this year. Those are the only 2 to survive. Like baby elephants don't survive in captivity.
Wait, what?
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not supposed to be born in America, though, you know?
So you think it's just like the conditions of the weather that kills them?
Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to be here.
But
It's
But
definitely
even,
not
like,
the climate for them. That's for
even
sure.
any other animal that went extinct, like the black rhino, I believe, just went extinct.
It's
But
like,
that's a lot
I
of
bet you...
poaching shit.
I bet you that fetus is already malnourished because the body that it's getting produced in is malnourished because it's in captivity and,
They're not in their natural
you know,
habitat.
they're not walking
Yeah.
like crazy and...
Yeah.
And like they can eat the plants and shit around here, but that's not like what they're designed to
They
like
probably don't
survive
even eat
off of.
plants, really. They probably eat like pellets and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I always thought was crazy? Is how gorillas are so strong, they have like no way to test their strength. And that I've heard...
It's just
I'm
a
not-
guess.
Yeah, like they've never tested their
Yeah,
full
like hit
strength.
this.
But I've heard, I don't know how true it is, that glass does nothing. They could easily break through that glass.
Have you seen the one like running up into it and
Yeah.
it just like cracks? Like,
Yeah,
all
I
over.
heard
It's like,
that they could break through that glass if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what's stopping them? Let's get the fucking party going. Like, fuck.
Could
Well-
you imagine being at the zoo and a
Bro,
silverback gorilla breaks out? You're out, man. You
Yeah.
gotta get out.
I don't care what I have to do. I will throw little kids at it. I'll be like, nah.
I surrender.
Could you
It's crazy their bite force is harder than a grizzly bear's bite force.
Well, on top of that, grizzly bear versus gorilla. Who are you taking?
I always said gorilla.
Gorilla.
I stand on the
gorilla.
grizzly bear hill until
Yeah.
the day.
Dude, grizzly bear
Maybe a
is
black.
big,
I
man.
think the black bear. I think
No.
is the most.
No.
Not
no?
even close.
Black bears are in
Dude,
Adirondacks.
see, but the thing is like, so our gorillas are
Polar bears are
super
the biggest
strong and
bears.
shit. Yeah,
And
Kodiak.
there's
But-
a Kodiak bear.
yeah, but like you got to think about it that even a grizzly bear, a gorilla is max like 6 feet standing, max.
No, I bet you they're
Five-
better than that. bet
No,
you they're
I don't
like
think
8
so.
feet.
Grizzly
They're
bear.
not-
Yeah,
no,
takes
they're
the
not-
crown as the
Prime time, big
strongest.
Huh?
Grizzly bear takes the crown. As
But
the strongest.
either way, so
How
so
do they know?
but gorilla
I arm wrestled them.
gorillas get like 400-500 pounds. Grizzly bears can max out at like 1,100 pounds.
Yeah, they are.
Weighing-
so much
weighing
bigger.
Daggers
than
on
around
their
800
hands that are
pounds.
half a foot.
But it's
Weighing
like
more than 800.
gorillas
pounds.
are so much quicker.
How tall?
And
I
What's
feel like
the
they're
biggest
not.
silverback gorilla?
Grizzly bears can run 40 miles an hour.
If they're in the forest, that gorilla's
Individual
jumping like
Male
all around.
grizzly.
He's
Dude.
fucking
Equivalent to
sticking
500.
moves.
He is not fucking throwing combos
Yeah,
at
man.
this
He's
grizzly bear.
fucking Mike Tysoning.
Let's
this grizzly
go.
bear.
Oh, I forgot.
And he bites the ear, man.
Fucking-
Mike Tysoning.
Yeah. King
Probably
Kong out
would
there.
swing at it. You know?
That's what I'm saying. He'd be like,
Yeah.
whoa.
The heaviest gorilla that ever was recorded was weighing about 589 pounds.
All right, now look up grizzly bear.
Look at how
Because
big
there's
Grizzly
probably
bear's like
1,200.
800 plus.
No,
800
the
plus.
biggest one it's definitely like over 1,000. Or even if Polar
a
bears
rich
completely
person hasn't
different.
made it happen.
Yeah, like
Bro,
this argument has been
they
going on
have.
for too
Yeah,
long.
They're just not allowed to record it.
Yeah.
That's why when I get rich, that's the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, come
Invite
over.
all the boys.
Leave your phones at home. No recording.
Largest grizzly
Bring your
bear
money. We are
ever-
throwing down on this thing.
The largest grizzly ever recorded, based on the size of its skull, weighed 1,200 pounds.
Damn, you were right, John. That thing is big.
That is twice the size.
Yeah, but
What
I
do you
mean, it's
think
no
is-
match for that
What do
Mike
you think is
Tyson
the
punch-out.
ultimate warrior in the ocean? I think a giant squid.
Killer whale.
I
Giant
think
squid
a
is a
squid
good
would
one.
probably kill a whale.
Because they could just wrap that shit
But
up.
how are they gonna kill it? You know, just like
They
drive
can't.
its
Well,
beak in
it's
it?
a
That's what-
mammal.
that's what
they
they
can
eat.
suffocate it.
Or
They eat
whales.
whales, you're right.
Yeah.
They can suffocate it. Because
They eat whales that are bigger than killer
They
whales.
have to breathe.
I'm gonna say
They eat sperm
a
whales,
whale.
which are bigger than killer whales.
I heard sperm whales are one of the most dangerous.
I feel
be
like
around.
I feel like
animals
it's just
in the
a
ocean.
killer whale because they're just like so much more agile.
I think
and,
it
like,
depends on who
smarter.
you ask, because it's like they also have those tiny, tiny jellyfish that you can't even see that'll fucking like murder you.
Do those
in a
affect
second.
the box
other?
jellyfish?
But do those affect other marine
Or
animals?
the
I don't know.
I've never,
The
I've
blue-ringed
never thought
octopus.
about
They got Dory in Finding Nemo.
that.
They
the
got
blue
her.
ringed octopus. You ever heard about that?
Yeah, that
the
one's
size
really
of a
poisonous,
fucking
too.
quarter.
And they fucking bite you, and it has like enough neurotoxins to kill.
I heard
fucking-
that you don't even know when it bites you. And
No,
it's
'cause it's so
literally
small.
this big. And it's just a little octopus, and it can just won't even know when you're dead.
A giant squid would be crazy, though. You know,
There's, you
Sean,
don't see
look
them
up
ever, though.
if
Um,
octopus can sting
it's crazy
other
because
marine
like we don't
animals.
even know how
Not
big
octopus,
they get.
jellyfish.
Or jellyfish.
We don't even know how big they get. You know, we only saw the ones we like they've
They
recorded.
live in the dark of the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, which is just it's like we don't even know the deepest point. We have what's that one trench? It's the deepest point.
The
that we know
Marina,
of?
Mariana Trench.
Mariana Trench, is that what it's called?
Mhm.
But there are definitely deeper parts that we just don't even bother with.
The ocean is fucking terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
Terrifying. I don't even like going in like where I can't touch. Like it's just
I don't even like going above like waist really. Like when we go
Florida
down to
was your
Florida,
first time.
It's scary, man. I was floating out there and I was like,
Really?
this is-
I love
I
going
don't
as
like
deep
it.
as possible.
My heart.
Fuck that,
Sometimes-
dude.
Yeah,
Fuck
Sometimes
you
I'm
don't know.
tempted to literally float out until I can't see land.
Bro,
anymore.
there are creatures in
Yeah.
that
You
water
have no
Yeah.
idea what is
that
underneath.
can, all of a
you.
sudden you're just dragged under
Yeah.
and you're like,
I don't know, man. I don't know why, but I'm tempted all the time to just go out until I can't even see land. I'm like, damn,
Oh.
that'd probably be
You
so
got
great.
some-
I've never seen you do that though in the ocean.
But
You
I
must
always
have
go
some
deep.
balls of
I always
steel.
go
deep.
past
You
my
do
neck and
deep. You do
everything.
go deep.
I know.
That's what
I
she
respect
said.
the ocean. I'm not gonna play games with
It's
it.
like when you join the military. You know what you're getting yourself
Yeah,
into.
it's like I respect it. I'm not gonna play games with the ocean. I know it's bigger and more powerful than me, but sometimes I look out there and I'm like, man, what if you were just like floating out in nothing?
Would you rather be deserted in the island or in the ocean or deserted in the desert? Here's the catch. You have a raft in the ocean and you have a large beach umbrella in the desert. The raft also has like a little sun protection. So like you have sun protection for both. Cuz that's the biggest threat for either is you're going to get crisps.
I would say the ocean.
I would say the desert, but like in thinking,
It's
'cause
awful
I'm just-
either way.
Yeah,
Either way is
I'm just
bad
so
enough.
scared of like the ocean that like but like the ocean you can like
There's
you
more
can
life,
get
more
fish or something. The desert,
The desert,
like,
you got
what the fucking
nothing.
yeah. You
Maybe
can't-
water
What
from
are
a
the chances
cactus,
you're gonna
but, like-
catch something in the ocean? Like you're just gonna dive under the water and be like, mine.
And something that's
You have
not,
more
like,
of a
giant,
chance
you know?
than in
You-
the desert of catching some. I mean, you can catch like
A snake, man.
scorpion,
You find a snake,
snakes.
that's
But
good
this
eating.
is what I'm seeing. It's like if you're stranded out there, obviously you're gonna start walking or paddling towards one direction to reach something else. You know.
You're not gonna
So-
paddle your raft, bro.
Exactly.
I'm gonna paddle your raft.
Well, like you would get out of it and kick your legs and push it, and then when you're tired, you just get back in your raft.
I would never do that.
It's like a piece of driftwood.
You're in the
almost.
tide, bro. There's no like. You're not doing. You're just wasting your strength.
No way, bro.
Yeah.
No way, bro.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, dude. You could be paddling one way.
People
and
have
the whole
swam
tide
across
is
the ocean,
pushing you
haven't
this
they?
way.
I don't know.
People have swam
Oh.
across the ocean.
Not well. I mean, like sea, like the.
So I'm
sea-
saying if
I
you
don't-
like if you were in the ocean with a piece of driftwood and you just slowly kicked your feet, but for 3 days you're gonna go some direction, you know, and you can use the sun to calculate what direction you're going.
You could also get way off course and like
You wouldn't know what the fuck.
You gotta
which way
use the
you're
sun.
going.
You
You
gotta
could be
use the
kicking
sun.
literally in circles in the ocean. You would have no idea.
Yeah, but in the desert they say you could be walking in circles too.
I'm not. Yeah, of course.
So I'm saying.
You might as well sit tight.
Nah, man, come on. I'm a mover, bro. I gotta keep moving.
I don't know.
I feel like in the ocean it's better to move than it is in the desert.
No, we're talking scenario like after a week, you know that help will be called. How about that? Like
After a
people
week?
know that people.
You just have to survive for a week.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
the
like you'll
ocean,
get
so-
rescued. No, a week's too short.
A
You'll
week's
get-
too long, bro. I would start walking or paddling by then.
Yeah, you have no water in the ocean or the desert.
Yeah.
A week is a long time. It's like I thought you were gonna say like 30 minutes. No,
Because I mean,
but they
if
would
you
get
don't
there in,
find
like, a
food
day.
in those first 3 days, you're dead.
Yeah, let's just say 3 days.
3 days.
I mean, 3
The
days.
ocean.
You kind of just chill. You just be like, I'm gonna
The
be
ocean.
rescued.
I would probably go with the desert still.
I feel like it might be easier. Like
Do you know the desert gets really fucking cold at night?
Yeah. So does
Like,
the ocean.
Freezing.
so, the ocean is bigger,
I mean,
but
yeah,
if they're
but-
searching for you by eye, it'll be easier to
ocean.
spot you. Like, what if you pass out in the desert and that sand
Covers you.
covers you, so it's like
Wake
you're
up.
buried?
Suffocated. Yeah,
I don't know. It's tough,
that
man.
is a good
It is
point.
That's tough. Neither.
Yeah.
I'd rather not be
I'd
trapped in
rather
either.
just stay here.
Yep.
Yeah. And we
So
also
you-
any other good questions like that? What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna talk about chess
Oh,
and like how you've been using that app now.
like I said, man, I think it's kind of made me a little bit worse.
I think it has too,
Why do you say
So,
that?
'cause
You
I
haven't
beat
played
you.
me since the first day I got that game.
because I beat you.
The first day I had it.
Yeah, because you worse. You were worse.
I think that I'm. I mean, like
you
I
think
said,
chess proves anything?
No, because I
Like
think
intellect or IQ level or memory or
I think that you have to be an intelligent person to do well at chess. Like you have to be you have to be cognitive. You have to be able to adapt.
Decision making.
Like yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
about strategy. But like I feel like it doesn't matter who you are. You can be good at chess if you study it enough.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
really
for
it's all
sure.
about learning the openings, learning how to move and where to move. But even the best of the best, like we were talking about earlier, Magnus Carlsen, he's the best I think to ever play chess. And the reason is he played blindfolded against 3 people at once. He was sitting there with a blindfold on, and the people would tell him like where they moved. 3 people at one time. It's like, how do you do that?
that's just a chess trick, man. Like
Is it, though?
a lot of people at parks, they'll play like 10 people and give themselves 1 minute each and give the other people like 3 minutes. And they'll move as they're walking down the line.
yeah.
That's like a chess hustle. Like a little
and
street game.
Park chess is like a whole nother side of like the chess world.
Yeah, it's like a hustle game almost.
Yeah.
It's like the street side of it.
Yeah, chess is easily one of my favorite games of all time because it's the only game where there's no luck involved at all. Everything is, I made all those calls. All
Yeah.
that was my decision. When you lose, you're like, fair, there's no arguing. It's not like
Yeah.
you cheated. It's fair and square.
Some losses hurt really bad though.
But what I was gonna say is, even who I think is the best of all time, Magnus Carlsen, he loses still often. Like he loses chess games. You know, it's what's interesting
Often?
is not often, but he loses. My point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's
Yeah.
defeated. But it all matters like on the there's so many different openings, and it'd be like the English opening versus the Queen's Gambit opening or whatever it is, and it's like there's so many different variations of openings that whatever you choose to play against how your opponent plays, it determines the factor of the game.
Yeah.
But there's also been so many chess games played throughout history that so much is already kind of known. Like I was watching one match, and it was Magnus Carlsen versus some other guy, and they were going through this sequence, and the announcers were like, "Oh, they're playing the game from 1964." From Shekovic and they're like
Fucking nerds. Fucking nerds.
But that's how deep it goes. Like they're
Yeah.
playing already routine games. Like we know who's gonna win.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy.
It's like it goes deep. Like the way we play with our friends, it's like we're just kind of playing a move ahead, you know, at most.
Yeah.
They have whole games figured out.
Man, so green beer Sunday tomorrow.
Premium
Johnny Kid's send off.
We didn't say what the
Yep.
date was. What's today? February
25th.
2023.
Yep. So what are we saying? That's a wrap up here.
Well, Sean just had to go to the bathroom, so we can't wrap it up with Sean. In the bathroom.
Yeah, this is
He's
the
like,
hostess. We can't really wrap it up.
So
Let's
what's
sit here in silence until he gets here. Dead air. Dead air.
what's your guys' favorite your favorite movie of 2023 so far? I guess there's no really new movies that are credible, are there?
I saw Ant-Man.
I'm not a superhero guy. I don't know any of those movies.
What else did I see? I
Have
saw
you-
a movie that was really bad too, and I forgot what it was.
Have you guys heard of the movie Beast with Idris Elba? It's like about a lion in Africa. I watched it
have not.
last night, and it's pretty bad.
Is that this year?
Did you
movie?
watch The
Yeah.
Menu? Have you seen that?
No.
When it's like a dinner party, and then it turns into like some crazy shit. You might like that one. It's like different.
What's it on?
What's that on?
I think Hulu or HBO. I think it might be
good
HBO.
actors in it. Like,
It's got a lot of good actors in it, like a lot of reputable actors that we all know.
Nice.
And it's like it's got a nice little twist to it, you know. It's like kind of corny, but it's like
Was it like a
I'll take
mystery, like
it was like
a kill movie, or
yeah, it turned into like a murder movie, you know.
Right.
But it's not a murder mystery. It turns into like a thriller, like a
no
thriller.
spoilers.
Yeah.
So, Sean, is there any other things that you feel the need to talk about in the modern world today?
Definitely not on this podcast. We're reaching.
We pushed over.
Yeah,
we definitely
long
pushed
one right
over.
there.
What about Candace?
What?
Candace dick fit in your mouth? Good night, everybody. Good night.
You guys have a good one. This was Once in a While podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.
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 What's going on, everybody?